friends. Today is Sunday, July the 12th, and we are still talking about faith this month. So we are going to first play a game together today, and you can play this game at home along with me. We are going to have a scavenger hunt, so you can look around at any of the things in the room where you are right now, and when I describe something, see if you can find something that matches that. So the first thing, I have some on my table here that you can use if you don't have things around you to play with. So these things here we can play with too. See if you can find something, friends, around you that is colorful. Colorful means it has a whole lot of different colors on it. Let's see, look around your room. Do you see something colorful? I think that the something colorful in my room is this pinwheel. I'm going to put colorful right there by that pinwheel because it's very colorful. It has pink, orange, yellow, green, blue. And what about something soft? Soft, like not hard, feels comfortable, squishy to touch. Look around your room. Do you have something soft near you? Maybe a pillow or a hug from a mom? I think that the something soft here is probably this squishy ladybug toy. He's a stuffed animal. And he's pretty soft. So I'm going to put the soft one there. What about something pointy? Anybody see something pointy? Look around you. Is there something pointy or sharp, maybe that comes to a point at the top? My aloe plant looks kind of like a cactus, right? It's in that same family. Is pointy on the end. So I'm going to put that pointy card there. And the last one that I have is the one that says strong. And it looks like a picture of rocks stacked up. Look around you. Do you see anything in your room that would represent something strong? I kind of cheated and I picked out a rock for my scavenger hunt here so I could find something that's strong. Rocks are strong, aren't they? You can build things with them. You can even build like walls and buildings with them. You can put them on top of things to hold them down. So rocks are very strong. We didn't end up needing the globe, did we? I'm going to move that out of the way. All right, friends, I have one more thing for you to spy. Can you spy, this one doesn't have a card, but can you spy someone that Jesus loves? Look around you and see if you can spy somebody that Jesus loves. Now that is tricky, isn't it? Because what's the answer there? You know, Jesus loves everyone, doesn't he? That is the truth. And we know that is true, friends, because that is what we read in our Bible. That is a truth of God's word. So we're going to tell a story today. If you remember, we've been talking about Paul and how he shared faith in Jesus with everyone. But today we're going to switch gears and talk about Peter. Now this may seem a little backwards. We're moving back in time a little bit. You remember that Paul did not get to meet Jesus in person when Jesus lived on the earth. But Peter did, friends. In fact, Peter knew Jesus so well. He was one of Jesus's special friends, the disciples, the chosen 12 men, friends who, there were women too, but these are the men who would travel around with Jesus. And they got to see him teach, hear his stories, learn about God's love from him, see him heal people and do miracles. And so Peter knew a lot about Jesus. Now, on the night that Jesus was arrested, the night before he died, there were some really scary things that happened. And Jesus's friends kind of became scattered. They didn't really know what to do. They were all confused and they were so sad. And Peter was there that night. In fact, someone came up to Peter the night Jesus was arrested. A young girl came up to him and said, "Hey, Peter, weren't you with Jesus? Weren't you friends with that guy?" And do you know what Peter said, friends? He said, "No, I don't know this guy." That was one time that Peter said, "No, I don't know Jesus." And then another person came up to Peter, another girl, and said, "Yeah, you were friends with him. I know you traveled around with him." And Peter said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know Jesus." Two. So 2 times Peter said, "No." That's a sign language for no. And then another group of people came up to Peter and said, "Yeah, we're pretty sure you were one of his disciples. You know that guy really well. You're with Jesus." And Peter was afraid. He didn't know what would happen to him. he knew what was happening to Jesus. And so do you know what he said? He said, no, you're wrong. I don't even know this man. I don't know Jesus. Now, immediately after that happened, Peter felt so sad and sorry because he knew that when he said no, no, no 3 times, that he broke Jesus's heart. And he knew it wasn't true. So Jesus died and his friends were feeling still sad and confused. And we know, friends, that Jesus came back to the earth after he rose from the dead and visited his friends again. In fact, Peter and his friends were out fishing one morning and Jesus met them on the beach. And Jesus cooked breakfast for them that morning. Fish breakfast on the beach with Jesus. Wouldn't that be fun? And Jesus had a special conversation with Peter that day. So Jesus went up to Peter and he said, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Yes. And Jesus said it again. He said, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes, Jesus, I love you. And Jesus said it one more time. He said, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes, Lord, you know that it's true, that I love you. And Jesus said, then I have a special job for you. You are going to take care of my people. You're going to feed my sheep, he said. I have a special job for you. So friends, do you see what Jesus did there? Jesus knew that Peter had faith in him. He knew that even though Peter had become afraid and unsure, that Peter had faith in Jesus and loved Jesus. And Jesus had a very special job for Peter to do, to share that faith with everyone. I've lost my page here. If I get it back, I'll put the picture back up. Here it is. And his job was going to be similar to what Paul was doing. He's going to tell everyone the good news of Jesus, that Jesus is God's son. They didn't have a Bible written down like we do, the whole Bible with the story of Jesus in it back then. So they told the stories of Jesus with their mouth, their words, and they traveled around. And remember, they knew something that we have in our Bible today, that's our Bible verse, that these things were written. So these things that they knew about Jesus are there so that we can believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And so Peter's special job was going to be to travel around and tell everyone the good news of Jesus, that he is God's son and that he loves everyone. So Jesus took Peter's 3 no's in a really sad time, and he turned them into 3 yeses for Jesus. Yes, I love you, Jesus. And yes, I will take care of your people. Now, let's do a little game. I want you to learn to say no in sign language. So you take your first 2 fingers and your thumb, and you snap them down like an alligator mouth, no. And then to say yes, you make a fist, and you nod your fist up and down like you're nodding your head for yes. So it's the same movement as saying yes with your head. So let's ask a few questions. So the first question is, does Jesus love me even if I disobey? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes, right? Jesus loves us no matter what. Just like when Peter said, no, I don't know Jesus. Jesus knew that Peter had faith and believed. Will Jesus ever stop loving you? Yes or no? No, that's silly, isn't it? Jesus can never stop loving us. Jesus is full of love for us. Can you believe in Jesus? Yes or no? What do you think? Yes. And the last question I have for you, friends, is, are you too little to tell others about Jesus? Are you too little to tell other people about Jesus? Are you too young? Yes or no? What do you think? No, of course not. Everyone can tell about Jesus, and that is what Jesus wants us to do. It makes his heart happy when we do that. Peter learned that Jesus loved him no matter what. Guess what? Jesus loves us too. I spy lots and lots of friends who Jesus loves, and he wants to be our friend forever. Peter went on to tell everyone that Jesus is God's son and that he wants to be our friend forever. He helped so many people to believe in Jesus, and we can too. All right, friends, in your box today, you have some scavenger hunt or I spy kind of things. And I want you to remember as you play these with your family that everybody that you spy, everywhere you go, is somebody that Jesus loves very much and somebody that you can tell about Jesus. So we have some scavenger hunts for nature. You can take them outside if you have your parents' permission and look for these things outside. And then we have some that are on paper. There's a couple in your box or your bag, whichever. And you can play some of those and find those hidden things. Just like Peter went around and found the people that needed to know that Jesus loves them. There's a song that we sing so often that you know from the time you're a baby that reminds us about how much Jesus loves us. So we're going to sing that together. And then I attached a video for the song Jesus Loves Me that has a cute little dance that you could do with it. That's a lot of fun. So after you watch the video, then you can go and do the Jesus Loves Me song. All right, let's sing it. Sorry, friends, should have drank some water. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Do you remember how to say yes? Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Good job, friends. I love you, and Jesus loves you so much. I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.